Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am back here with another inspirational video for you all. Today I'm going to be discussing about fall activities. Now this is actually the first year that I have ever really gotten in the spirit, I guess is the word that people use. When it comes to specific seasons, I've always been that one gal to just be like Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July, Resurrection Sunday, and boom, that's it, right? I have been dibbling in my word a lot more, and I have realized that God actually does not want us to just sit around and wait for something to happen when it comes to us living a fulfilled life. He actually wants us to enjoy life, enjoy every season that we are in, literally and figuratively. This year I wanted to take a leap into event planning when it came to the activities that my family and all of us will be enjoying this year, and I wanted to share it with you all as well. Sorry, my baby is out there playing with her dad, and you can only imagine what could be happening out there. If y'all heard that. So I wanted to come up on here with like a little cozy get up and talk to you guys about all the activities, that you can do during the fall season that are not centered around the pagan holidays, such as Halloween. I know that everybody has a different perspective when it comes to Halloween and holidays and such, but there are scriptures in the Word of God that backs up on why we shouldn't partake in pagan holidays, such as Resurrection Sunday was transformed into Easter Sunday, which is about a bunny and planting eggs. But you have to think about the reason behind the holiday and not allow yourself to become distracted with the other pagan holidays. But anyway, giving you guys a list of activities that you can do with your family or with yourself or a loved one or whatever you're going to be enjoying the holidays with that are Christian based. So let's get right into this video. Okay, so everything that I'm going to be naming, I actually have like a whole entire, not really like a mood board. I tried the mood board thing and I don't know, I just don't like it. I ended up using Canva instead to customize my board. I'll put a little picture right here so you guys can see. I'm very proud of myself because, like I said, it's my first time doing this for the season, so I'm super excited. So the first thing that I have on my list is actually a pretty common one. Is pumpkin picking, y'all. And I know what y'all are thinking. Well, isn't pumpkin picking supposed to be so you can carve into it and make a jack-o'-lantern? That is what a lot of people use it for. But listen, y'all, go to the pumpkin patch. Pumpkin patches, most of them are free. And if you live here in Florida, the pumpkin patches are not really pumpkin patches. It's really just like a yard or a field of grass with pumpkins on them. And most of them are free. The ones that are not are normally like the farms, which I'll get into that as another activity in just a second, and how you can actually enjoy the farms during this time of the year. But pumpkin picking, most of the time, just going there is free. And of course, you're just purchasing the pumpkins. But what's so cool about going to a pumpkin patch per se is you get to take really cute fall pictures, especially if you have little ones. It's so cute to take them with the actual pumpkins and just take pictures, make memories, even create a scrapbook. That's also something else. I'm just like jumping the gun here. I'm just really excited. But you can take some memorable pictures and create a scrapbook out of it with your children, taking pictures around the pumpkins. Even some pumpkin patches will even have like little decor or picture props, so you and your family can take some really good aesthetically pleasing pictures, which I think is so cool. And you just have to pay for the pumpkins and that's it. So now you may be wondering, well, what's the point of buying the pumpkin if it's not to carve into it for holidays such as Halloween? So another activity that I will be doing during the fall season with my family is painting pumpkins. I know, right? I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe y'all knew that was a thing, and I'm just the one that was just living underneath a rock for so long. I'll actually put the link on where I actually found the blog post off of someone's website of her saying that she actually paints on her pumpkins. It just looks so cute. It looks so cute. It's definitely like within the fall spirits. I mean, come on now. I mean, it's adorable. I just love it. I love the idea of painting on pumpkins instead of carving it. It's also a lot less messier. So now the next question. So we're just gonna paint on pumpkins? No. The next activity that you could do with the pumpkins after you go to the pumpkin patch and get yourself a nice pumpkin is make pumpkin pie. Baking is like one of the top tier things that I think we have to do around the fall season, because the fall season is just all about coziness. Now, of course, depending on what state that you're living in, that coziness may seem a little different. Like, for instance, right now at this very moment, there's a tornado watch where I live. So the fall season is a little weird over here, but a majority of us, and soon will be me, the fall season is about coziness. So when we think about coziness, come on now, we're thinking about warm beverages, warm meals, wholesome heartiness. Just wrap yourself up in a blanket and enjoy a nice movie, maybe over a fire pit with some roasted marshmallows. I mean, come on, the list just goes on and on of just all the coziness that you could do around the fall season. So making a pumpkin pie, I just said to myself, wow, we can actually utilize this pumpkin for like so many things, from pictures to painting to making pumpkin pies. I mean, my goodness. Now my baby's apparently knocking on the door now. Making a pumpkin pie. Super cozy. What else can we do with pumpkins, y'all? Make a pumpkin latte. Again, warm beverages. The definition of just coziness in a cup. If you're not a caffeine drinker or a coffee drinker like me, I don't drink coffee, then you could just omit the coffee out. I will actually put another link down below on where I found this recipe on how to make like a pumpkin latte, but it doesn't have any coffee in it. I just said to myself, like, oh my goodness, this looks so good, and I'm so excited to be making it during the fall season. We talked a lot about pumpkins. Let's get to the next fall activity. So remember I said that I was gonna get back to the farmer's talk? Okay, y'all. So for y'all that are not afraid of getting outside and maybe getting just a little dirty, just a little bit, not really you per se, but maybe your shoes. Maybe you might not want to wear, your best boots. Maybe you might want to wear boots that you don't really care about or are easy to wash. Either way, farms, y'all. So farms are on my bucket list for this year because there's a lot of us that are doing these fall activities in my family, and I said to myself, budget is a thing. Okay. So I was looking up different activities that you could do around the fall season, especially here in the Sunshine State, that you can do on a budget, and I saw farms. Now every single farm has different pricing, but pretty much what I thought was most cost effective in terms of on a day to day and for this whole entire season of the 2 months that we'll be experiencing fall, well, I mean, really technically 3 months of experiencing fall, is to just pay for parking, because you have to ask yourself, how many times are you going to go there and what are you going there for? So that would determine whether are you going to be there majority of the day and not going to be able to finish those activities, yada, yada, yada. But farms are on my list of this year because one of the things that you could do at farms is pick sunflowers. I didn't even know that picking sunflowers is even like a fall activity thing. But when I found out that it was, I'm like, we have to pick sunflowers. Picking sunflowers, I thought that this would be such a great fall activity because one of the things that I see a lot, especially on Pinterest, is floral arrangements. Floral arrangements around the fall season just really brings in the home and making it look so cozy. I'm going to use that word a lot because that's just like the main word that I can think of when I think of fall, and just brings everything in for the fall season and just making your home look a lot more decorative. And again, just those pieces, having that there just really makes you feel like this truly is fall, especially if you do live in the Sunshine State. Now I know some of y'all probably live upstate. Okay, not saying I'm hating, but you guys are actually experiencing the true, what I consider to be the true fall. But for some of y'all who probably live in more hotter areas of the world, then definitely having decorative pieces inside your home will definitely make your home feel just a little bit more fall, even outside doesn't feel like fall. And having sunflowers, picking sunflowers at a farm, I just thought would just be such a great idea because you can make floral arrangements with them, with pairing them up with other fall flowers such as mums and flowers like that. I'm not too sure of other flowers that you can pair with sunflowers, to be honest, but I know that you could get like foxflowers that, as long as they're pretty much the color of the fall scheme, which is like burnt oranges, mustard yellows, and brick reds and colors like that, then you pretty much have your floral arrangement there. And with picking flowers, I just said to myself, wow, imagine all the cute pictures that you'd be able to take. It's such a fun activity to not just do with yourself, but you can also do with your family, and your kids will just love picking flowers. And those flowers are huge. Some flowers are really big flowers. Another thing that you could do at farms is enjoying the corn mazes. Now, before y'all start thinking about all the doggone Halloween movies of corn mazes, just let's take those movies and like chug them that way, okay? They don't exist anymore. Boom, they're gone. Let's just think about the funness of actually being in like a legit maze. So I don't know about you, but one of my favorite things to do in terms of gaming is doing puzzles. I'm not that great at them. If you follow me on my gaming channel, you would know that I'm not the best at them. But I love myself a puzzle. So when I saw that farms literally have a corn maze around the fall seasons, I was like, oh, we have to do a corn maze. Like, I think that'll just be such a fun activity. Again, great for the family, but even great for us adults who just want to feel like a kid again around the fall season. I just think it was just such a great idea. So that's actually on our bucket list to do for this season. Another thing that you could do at farms is getting yourself some organic apples, farm fresh apples, y'all. When was the last time y'all actually picked your own apples? Now, I will say that picking your own apples sounds a lot better. Picking your own apples was actually part of my bucket list for our fall season activities, but the only farm here that picks apples don't have apple picking during the fall season here in Florida. And it's just because it's the weather, y'all. I mean, that's really what it is. Even though fall is fall everywhere around the world, there is different weather temperatures that allows apples to be able to grow and then be able to pick them. So here in Florida, we're not actually able to pick apples until springtime. So no apple picking this year. Instead, at the farms, you could be able to pick your own farm fresh organic apples from the farm itself, which is a great way to support your local farms, which is really important. And on top of that, it's fun. There's so many, especially the farmers markets. If you go to the farmers market, there's so many other produce and other things that the farmers are selling, especially around the fall season, that I think it's just be so cool to kind of just go to like an open outdoor market. And I mean, come on, like what's not more fall than that, but enjoying a farmer's market. I've never done it before, so I'm looking forward to doing it this year. The next thing that I have on my fall activity list is stargazing. Now this one kind of threw me for a loop. Now I will tell you, searching up all these activities, it wasn't just like I found one blog post and then everything was there. No, everything was like scattered everywhere. And I pretty much just had to pick and choose what I was going to do and what sounded fun and kind of twist it into my own thing. But stargazing. Now, I know that living in the cities, there's a lot of light pollution. So you're probably thinking, how am I going to be able to stargaze? Well, you might have to travel a little bit. One of the places that I found here in Florida is called Kissimmee State Park. So if you live here in Florida, going to Kissimmee State Park, they actually have like a legit, I'm sorry, it's my baby literally like hitting stuff on my door. So there is a state park, like I said, called Kissimmee State Park. And they actually have like an area where you can legit stargaze. And because the land is so vast, there isn't any light pollution for like miles and miles away. So you truly get to experience the light sky. It looks absolutely beautiful. And I said to myself, we have to go. I don't know if we'll be able to go this year because I already have so many other things that I have planned. And while I love to be on an adventure, I have to be considerate of everyone else's adventure what is it called, juices or whatever the case it may be. So this is actually one of the things that I really want to do for the fall, and if I'm not able to do this year, I definitely want to do it for the next year. But stargazing just sounds so nice and so just, what's the word again, I can only think of just cozy. Like just think about it like in the night air sky, just looking up, you're wrapped up in a blanket with your loved one or your spouse or your children, you're all enjoying hot beverages, just looking at the starry sky. I mean, come on, like imagine that view, imagine those pictures. I'm just so excited, y'all, if y'all can't tell. But to add on to that, the next activity that I had on my list was marshmallow roasting. I mean, That's literally what the scouts do. They roast marshmallows, and that's literally a fall thing. And it didn't even like occur to me that that was even like a fall thing. Roasting marshmallows with your stargazing, or if you're not able to stargaze this year because you don't have anywhere close to you where you can stargaze, you can enjoy a fire pit and roast some marshmallows and have yourself some s'mores. I mean, the coziness of that kind of atmosphere. I mean, I can only imagine in a nighttime air where the nighttime air is always just a little more bit cooler. So it's definitely an appropriate time to wrap up yourself in a cozy blanket. Now, if you're one of those ones that don't want to be outside, or maybe you don't have the means to be outside and enjoy an outdoor pit, like for me, I live in an apartment, so it's not like I have in a backyard to just kind of like throw myself a fire pit, a bonfire, and enjoy roasted s'mores. Instead, you can actually purchase yourself an indoor fire pit. Now, I did not know that during the time when we kind of just not kind of, but during the time when we were all indoors and we weren't able to go anywhere, there was actually companies out there who were creating indoor fire pits that burn clean air, that burn clean smoke. Excuse me. It's a smokeless fire. That's the correct terminology. It's a smokeless fire. So there is no smoke at all. And I just thought the idea of that was just so cool. So in this case, because we live in an apartment, we will actually be investing in getting an indoor fire pit. If you are interested in getting one yourself, I'll be sure to put a link down below on the one that we're thinking about getting. Maybe by the time this video is posted, I would already have it. Be sure to comment down below if you're interested in how it worked out for us, and I can be sure to let you know if I already have the fire pit and we already tried it, because be sure we will try it before we actually use it at the time of our marshmallow roasting. So I'm just so excited for that kind of atmosphere. If we're not able to stargaze this year, definitely we're roasting some marshmallows and making some s'mores. Next thing that we actually do it on our fall activity list, which I'm surprised I didn't mention this when I was first talking about the apples, but that is making apple cider donuts. Now, at most farms, well, at least some of them, some farms will actually give you freshly squeezed apple cider, which I think is so cool. You'll be able to use that to make your own apple cider donuts. But I just thought that the theme was just so on par. So when you sorry, I hit my mic. I thought the theme was just so on par. So when you get your apples from the farmer's market or the farmer, wherever you got your apples at, you can bring that home, make yourself some apple crisp or apple pie, or in this case, apple cider donuts. You might just have to get your apple cider from somewhere else if you don't know how to make your own. I don't know how to make my own, so I'm just gonna buy myself some apple cider donuts. But just doesn't that sound so fallish, y'all? With your nice warm beverages early in the morning as your treat of the day, your first meal of the day, or you can have this as like a late evening snack paired up with a movie. I mean, it just sounds just so nice. Apple cider donuts is definitely on our list of things that we're going to make, as well as apple crisp. Apple crisp just sounds so good, and it sounds a lot easier than making an apple pie. And I said to myself, well, if we're already making apple cider donuts, which sounds a little complicated, then we're just gonna go ahead and make apple crisp as another side for the ones that actually like the chunks of apple, which I am in love with actually having chunks of fruit or whatever kind inside of my baked good. One of the other things on the fall activity list that I want to do for this year is enjoy a fall movie. I know, right? Like, duh, of course. It's kind of like when Christmas comes around, you enjoy Christmas movies. Well, there's actually fall movies too. I mean, there's some that's centered around fall, like Charlie Brown and the Big Pumpkin, and those the Charlie Brown series. They actually do have like fall themed movies, which I definitely will be watching for this year. But there are also other movies that are just giving the cozy and just heartwarming vibes that we just love when we just want to watch something that kind of gives us a little bit of tears in our eyes. I actually have like a whole entire movie list that I'll put right here on the screen. I'll also put that movie list down in a link below. It's kind of like a Google Doc of the movies that I kind of want to watch for this year that I have on my list for my family to enjoy. So if you're interested in seeing that list, be sure to click on the link below. The next thing on my fall activity list is to go see fall foliage. Now, this didn't really occur to me because in a lot of states, you know, people just have just trees outside their backyard and they're already changing colors. But for some of us, we don't have that. Like in Florida, I believe the only places here in Florida where it is actually fall foliage is up Florida, and I'm not up Florida. So it's like more like the Tallahassee area, Tallahassee area, closer to like Georgia and Alabama. So I don't know if we'll be able to go there this year, but there are state parks up there that are known for their fall foliage. And if you are somewhere where you are able to experience the beautiful miracle that God has created of trees actually changing colors, you are blessed, okay? Because we don't have that over here. We don't have that over here. We don't get to see the changing of leaves like that, which I think is just so beautiful to see the different kind of yellows and oranges and reds and browns. Pray to God that one day I'll be able to experience with my family, and soon I know we'll be able to. But for this year, in case if we're not able to, because we already have so many things that we're doing for this year, I definitely want to be able to do that for next year. So going to see fall foliage is another fall activity that you can do with your family and loved ones. Get in your car, take a drive wherever it is to just go see the trees. Even take a pit stop wherever and take some pictures along the way. Just imagine the memories you'll be able to make grabbing yourself a maple leaf or whatever leaf it is that changed color, and be able to take that home, put it in such a scrapbook. So every time, every year, or whatever the case it may be, you look back in your photo album, your scrapbook, and you remember the time when you picked up that leaf on your trip to go see the fall foliage. I just think it would be such a beautiful memory to create with your family or your loved one, or even by yourself. I just can't wait till I be able to experience that too. Last but not least, go to a fall festival. There are tons of fall festivals around here, and luckily in my area of Florida, they actually have free fall festivals that's available to the public. And I just think that that's so cool, you know, to be able to experience fall, especially if you're on a budget. There are a lot of free places that are doing festivals, harvest festivals, fall festivals that you can go right in, and again, it's free. This is another fall activity that I'm definitely adding them to the bucket list. It was actually my mom's idea, because she said, you know what, why don't we kick off fall by going to a fall festival? You're probably wondering, like me, what does a fall festival even look like? I don't know, but I'll let you know when I get there. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you are interested in all the links to where I found all these resources at, and if you're interested in getting the board that I had created on Canva, be sure to click on the links down below in the description box. If there's any activities that you feel like I could have mentioned that are also cost efficient and budget friendly for the fall season holidays, be sure to comment those down below as well. I'm pretty sure you'll be helping one of us out that are trying to get prepared for the fall seasons. Let me know how excited you are for this new season that is coming. Are you in the spirits this year, or do you feel like you need a little bit of a pick-me-up? I hope this video inspired you to know that God wants you to enjoy every season of your life, even if you don't feel like you want to enjoy it, or maybe you're waiting on something to happen. Sometimes it just has to take you to make it happen. But that is the end. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to the fam if you haven't done so already. Like this video if you enjoyed content like this one. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.